You ask a Chinese factory one question: what's the smallest order you'll take? One factory says 3,000 pieces, another says 500,000. Same country, same question, 160 times apart. Most advice online treats that number as an opening position, something you talk down if you're clever enough. That advice works sometimes and fails completely other times, and nobody tells you which is which. I've exported from China for years. I've been on the other side of that question. The one giving the number. It isn't a posture, it's arithmetic, and there are two numbers in it. Today, where the minimum actually comes from, the two situations where it really does move, and the two where no amount of negotiating will touch it. Start with what happens before a factory makes anything. Somebody sets the machine, swaps the color, purges the line, runs a first article, and gets it checked. I covered this 2 episodes ago, and the key fact hasn't changed. Those steps cost the same whether the run is 1 piece or 1 million. So there's a fixed cost sitting at the front of your order. The only question is how many pieces it gets spread across before it disappears into the price. Now put a real product in. That disposable lighter, the one from the county that makes most of the world's lighters, leaves the factory for about 4 or 5 US cents. Its margin is a fraction of a cent. To bury a setup cost inside a fraction of a cent, you need an enormous number of pieces. Hundreds of thousands. 500,000 is a normal answer. Now take something that sells for a few dollars a piece. Same setup, same purge, same first article, but each unit is carrying 100 times more money. 3,000 pieces, and the fixed cost is already invisible. Nothing about the factory changed. Not their greed, not their manners, not how much they like you. Only the denominator changed. That's the first number. Setup cost, divided by what one unit can carry. But price alone doesn't explain it. And this is where the online advice quietly breaks. A cheap product with a huge minimum is never just cheap. It's cheap and in demand. That lighter line is running right now at full speed on somebody else's order. To take yours, someone has to stop what's already moving. 2 episodes ago, I said a sample is an interruption, so is a small order. And the floor manager approving it is measured on output. So the real question isn't whether your order covers its setup cost. It's whether your order is worth stopping a line that's already making money. That's the second number. What the factory gives up to say yes. Now flip it. What about something cheap that nobody wants? That sounds like your opening. Small order. No competition for the line. It isn't. Because that product isn't being made. There's no line running, no material in the warehouse, no tooling sitting ready. You're not negotiating a minimum anymore. You're asking a factory to start a product from zero. For you, at a few cents a piece. Cheap and wanted gives you a huge minimum. Cheap and unwanted gives you no supplier at all. The comfortable middle, a few dollars a piece, steady demand, is where small orders actually live. That isn't a negotiating tactic. It's product selection. So what actually moves the number? 2 things, and I've watched both of them work. The first is having ordered before. When you're a repeat customer, the factory isn't pricing a stranger's interruption anymore. Your material spec is already in their system. Your color is already matched. The machine settings from last time are written down. A piece of that fixed cost got paid on the first order and doesn't have to be paid again. A minimum that was 5,000 on your first order can be genuinely smaller on your third. Not because you negotiated harder, but because you're a cheaper order to run. This is where small buyers often get the math wrong. They fight hardest on the first order, when they have the least leverage and cost the factory the most. The first order is the price of entry. The leverage arrives afterward. The second is timing. Every factory has a season. When the lines are full, your small order is competing with big ones and it loses. But a running line with nothing on it costs money too. In a slow month, that same small order stops being an interruption and starts being better than idle. Same order, same buyer, different month, different answer. Now the 2 that don't move, no matter how you ask. The first is anything that needs a mold. A mold is a physical object that has to be cut before your product exists, and it's expensive. No factory cuts one for a small order, not because they're being difficult, but because a mold that runs 3,000 pieces and then sits in a corner is money they never get back. Without volume behind it, nobody opens a mold just for you. That's not a minimum you can negotiate. It's a minimum you have to fund. The second is a material that's both scarce and wanted. When a material is hard to get and everyone is chasing it, the factory's supply is capped and every kilogram already has somewhere better to go. Your small order is competing with buyers who will take all of it. In that situation, the factory isn't holding a line to squeeze you. They genuinely have nothing to gain by saying yes. So here's the honest test. If the minimum exists because of setup cost, it can move. If it exists because the factory is short of something, capacity, material, the money to cut a mold, it can't. So when a factory quotes you a minimum, you're not being tested. You're being shown their arithmetic. Setup costs divided by what one unit can carry, then weighed against whatever the line is already making, which means the useful question was never, can I get this down? It's, why is it this number? Because the answer tells you whether to negotiate, wait for a slow month, order twice, or pick a different product entirely. Next week, the order works, the goods are made. Now, they have to cross an ocean, and somebody has to pay for it, what it actually costs to ship from China to the US, and why that number moves so much. If you want the real economics behind the things on your shelf, subscribe. I'm here every week.